Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally, and on this occasion I'm recounting the time where I had my car accident at this junction. It was actually just there. I'm just going to attempt to cross the road, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how difficult it is to cross the road in Bangkok at a pedestrian crossing. They just don't stop. That's why they use these red flags. Watch this. Now he didn't stop, neither of these guys. So that's what you have to do. In this video I'm recounting the accident I had at this junction. It was absolutely touch and go for a while. Sit back, relax and enjoy this one. Hello there. So you can see where I'm standing now. This is the junction in question. I was there. I was stopped there, indicating right. Now we drive on the left side of the road in Thailand, so I was turning right into that junction. Now, in any reasonable place in the world, if you're stopped at a junction turning right, well in this case as we drive on the left side of the road, we're in the States, it would be the equivalent to turning left. You have to cross the other lane of traffic. So when you're indicating or you have your turn signal on to do just that, do you think it's reasonable or acceptable for someone to try and overtake you while you're doing that? Absolutely not. You don't overtake at junctions, but that's exactly what happened. So I was here indicating right to turn in there, and some girl on a motorcycle came straight down and decided it was a good idea to overtake me as I was turning. And as I made the maneuver, you don't, now I should have done, but you don't necessarily check your right mirror if you're turning right, because you don't expect someone to come along on a motorcycle and overtake you. Maybe I should have done, but I thought I'd got all bases covered. So I barely nudged, I didn't move, I nudged, and she came along and careered right into the wing, or the fender as you say in America, of the front right hand fender of the car, and she careered into those parasols over there. At the time, there was someone selling oranges. This was 8:30 in the morning. There was someone selling oranges, and she just disappeared. It was like something out of a James Bond movie. She just disappeared into this mound of oranges. They went flying everywhere, and I lost sight of her. Now I got out of the car in panic, because I didn't know what happened to her, you see. She just came off the bike. She wasn't going that fast, maybe 30 kilometers an hour, but that's fast enough on a motorcycle. So I got out of the car and I left the car in the middle of the road with the indicator on. Well, I didn't have the indicator on, I had the hazard lights on at that stage. And the minute I got out of the car, all in sundry here were pointing the finger at me, saying, Farang, 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 my sai, or my sai, fi, si sam. That means you didn't put on your orange light. In other words, you didn't put on your turn signal or your indicator. Well, at that stage I had my hazard lights on, so you couldn't tell whether I had already put on my indicator or not, because I just pressed the hazard button. But I ventured across the road to see was she all right, and she was. Thank God she was. But then the blame game started, that I was the one at fault because I didn't indicate. But why should I have to indicate? Well, indicate is the word itself. Indicate, it's an indication of intent. It's not confirmation. So I was sitting there with the car angled into the junction. Do you think any logical person would think that's a good time to overtake a vehicle? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what happened. They were all pointing the finger and screaming and shouting at me. She had a graze on her knee. And I had to ring my wife because she's Thai, and she had a discussion with the people around, and then she said to me I was at fault. And I said, how the hell am I at fault? She was overtaking me in the junction as I was turning into the junction. How was I at fault? Well, you see, logic doesn't apply here. Well, not the logic that you and I know. So we went to the police station that afternoon. My wife got off work. They didn't want to know. We tried to file a police report for the insurance, but they didn't want to know because my car was damaged, you see. Her bike was damaged and her knee there's a graze on her knee. So I didn't understand any of it. This is about 3 years ago. And the next morning we had arranged, or it was arranged, I had nothing to do with it because it was all in Thai, you see. My wife, our insurance representative, my insurance representative, the girl who had no insurance, a motorcycle taxi guy, one of these guys here behind me, and an independent witness. They were on her side. Motorcycle taxi driver and motorcycle taxi guy and independent witness were on her side, and I had my wife and the insurance guy who were not on my side. I was alone. I was told to stay out of it. I was told to stand aside. This is outside the police station. The only reason we're at the police station is it was a convenient place to meet. It was nothing to do with the police, you see. So they started talking, and it was an insurance document, and he filled out all the details, and then my wife handed it to me and said, sign there. And I said, it was all in Thai. I said, what am I signing? I mean, it was a logical question. And she had signed. She started getting angry with me. I said, that's insurance. Okay, I'll sign it. I trust her, you know. So with that, she said, sampan baht, 3,000 baht. I said, for what? I admitted liability, you see. I had to pay her 3,000 baht because she had to go to the hospital to get her Gray's knee seen to. But hang on a second, whose fault was it in the first place? I will say, in any reasonable assessment, you could probably say that there was equal fault. You know, we were equally at fault to a degree. I should have checked my right-hand mirror, but should she have been overtaking me when I was turned into a junction? Absolutely not. So there you go, guys. Be aware, motorcycles in Thailand and traffic in general, as you can see, you know, you are the lowest form of life if you're a pedestrian. You can see that because I had to use the red flag to cross the road. You are the lowest form of life if you're a pedestrian. But if you're driving a car as a foreigner, you're also the lowest form of life. You will never win. You will never win in an altercation with a Thai. I said that in previous videos. If you have a traffic accident, you will never win with a Thai, especially if they're on a goddamn motorcycle, because they'll always have you. So there you go, guys. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found it informative. Some of you will agree with me, some of you will disagree with me. Whatever you do, let me know in the comment section, and I'll make sure I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me. Hello there.